How to create a crazy society. 1. Feed propaganda to the masses. Good and bad, it confuses them and keeps them from the truth. 2. Direct them away from family values. Give them access to the likes of pornography to corrupt them further. 3. Medicate all illnesses and then medicate all the side effects of the medication.
Video 1. Propaganda. In 1622, the word propaganda came from the Latin phrase de propaganda fide, which means for the propagation of faith. Feed propaganda to the masses. Good or bad, it confuses them and keeps them from the truth. What is propaganda? Propaganda is the art of persuasion. It's found in politics.
Have a voice in Parliament.
It's voice to Parliament.
Voice to Parliament.
Have a voice in Parliament.
Voice to Parliament.
Voice to Parliament referendum.
On an Indigenous voice to Parliament.
In news media. Advertising.
I'll hand you back the Boris and the boys in the band.
Well, all right, Boris, all done.
Anyhow, have a Winfield.
And even in everyday conversations. The goal is to make people accept certain ideas as truth, not necessarily by force, but by repetition and emotional appeal.
The news today that we've had another record day on the vaccination program.
The Moderna trial in particular that suggests that it probably will have some reduction in transmission risk or asymptomatic infection.
More Pfizer has landed in Australia.
Which vaccine I think is best? And my answer is always the same. The best vaccine is the first one you can get into your arm.
We're expecting now 450,000 doses.
The new AstraZeneca vaccine may not prevent transmission.
Was one of the first in line for her AstraZeneca shot.
With limitations on the use of AstraZeneca's vaccine in Australia.
It's probable, got to be careful with my words, it's probable that they will be less likely to transmit the infection to others compared to someone who wasn't vaccinated.
The vaccine is 95% effective against getting sick.
But not all persuasion is propaganda. It can be used to inspire.
Australian-made goods.
Australian-made week.
The Australian-made campaign is
authentically Australian-made.
The Australian-made.
It's Australian-made.
Australian-made.
The Australian-made kangaroo.
Manipulate, unite, or divide.
World Pride.
For a World Pride event.
The Gay Pride Parade.
A Pride Parade is
Pride. The World Pride.
Pride Month. It's World Pride.
And World Pride.
It's World Pride.
It's a method used to shape public opinion by influencing how we think and feel, often without us realising it.
the gender pay gap.
It's called the gender pay gap.
You know, the gender pay gap.
Gender pay gap.
The gender pay gap is spreading this wage gap myth.
The gender pay gap is not real. But myths about the gender pay gap.
Pay gap measurements.
Gender pay gap.
It's not just about spreading falsehoods. It's about controlling the way information is presented to guide perception and behaviours.
Help them get vaccinated and encourage them to tell you when they're ready. Don't shame them, inform them, and be partners with them in getting it done. Help them understand what the science is. That this is.
And the risk of hospitalisation and or death is extremely small.
2 doses are fully vaccinated. The booster, I've said this before, it gives you a boost.
The advice at the moment is that boosters are available for everyone aged over 18. Base rate of these problems in the community, and then how many cases appeared. And what they showed was that they were rare.
Today, Governor Cooper urged everyday people to help convince loved ones the shots are safe.
The magic word is decoupling. It occurs when cases go up, but hospitalizations and ICU admissions may not follow. And that's what we've achieved nationally.
That today in Israel we have only around a few hundreds of cases, and all, I would say, experts concur to say that this is thanks to the booster shot.
Yeah, we heard from quite a few people who are worried about their unvaccinated friends and family members, but just don't know how to convince them to get their shot.
Propaganda has been thought in the past as just being lies.
No way!
We landed on the moon! It's not. It's a selective presentation of information to control understanding of a topic. It influences how people think and feel without them realising it.
The solution came during the budget crisis of 2330, when the Brondo Corporation simply bought the FDA and the FCC.
Propaganda doesn't have to be accurate, it just has to be consistent. The mechanics of propaganda works by the way a narrative is told. It determines how people interpret it by emphasising some details and omitting others. Propaganda shapes reality. Familiarity can be mistaken for truth. Repeat a message enough times and it becomes the truth in the minds of people. Well, why does it work? We believe what feels familiar. Propaganda taps into human psychology. It exploits emotions like fear, hope and anger. And this bypasses critical thinking. Effective propaganda doesn't just tell people what to think. It makes them feel something so strongly that they believe it without question. To break free from propaganda, question everything. By questioning what you see and hear, we can separate truth from manipulation and make informed decisions. Who benefits from this? Why is it being presented in such a way? The truth is out there, but only if you're willing to look beyond the noises. Thanks for watching.